You have the same argument again and again and again and again. It's a different day, but it's the same issue. Same frustration, same ending. And at some point, something starts to shift. You are no longer arguing about the issue. You are now arguing about the fact that nothing is changing. And that is when it becomes very exhausting. You know what I'm talking about, right? And it's not because you're not invested in your relationship. It is because you now feel stuck. No matter how many times you talk about this issue, you are not getting anywhere. You are trying, your partner is trying, but somehow you just keep ending up in the exact same place. Today, I want to show you why that happens. And more importantly, what actually keeps you stuck in that cycle. Because most couples are not stuck because of the issue. They are stuck because of a pattern that they cannot see. Now, this is the thing. Once you see it, you become empowered to take the right steps to break that cycle. Stay with me to the end of the video. I am going somewhere. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya Lukwa, and I help couples build emotionally safe, mature, lasting marriages. Now, one thing that I have learned is this. Repeated conflict is rarely about what you argue about. It is about the pattern that is underneath it. Now, until you address this pattern, you will keep having the same argument. Let me show you what I mean by this. Now, one of the biggest reasons couples repeat arguments is this. You are not arguing about the same thing. The two of you might be arguing about something completely different. Now, it sounds like you are on the surface. It sounds like this. You never help around the house. But underneath, something else is happening. One person is saying, I feel unsupported. And the other person is hearing, I am being criticized, I am not good enough. So you find one person is reaching and the other person is defending. And because those two are completely different conversations, no one really feels understood. Do you see what is happening now? So the issue keeps coming back again and again. The problem is not the topic. The problem is the meaning attached to the topic, the meaning both of you are attaching to the topic. Now, this is what happens next. Emotions begin to rise because you're attaching different meanings. So this is what most people start to do instinctively. They start to defend, they start to explain, they start to justify. They start to prove the fact that they are correct. They try to be right. Can you see all of these things? But this is the issue. Defensiveness just blocks connection. Because while you are trying to explain yourself, your partner is still waiting to feel understood. And this is where many couples get stuck and remain stuck. You need to know that you can win the point, you can win the argument, but you will still lose the connection. And here is another thing that most couples need to realize. People will calm down faster when they feel understood, not when they are proven wrong. So you cannot logic your partner out of a feeling, but you can make them feel less alone in that feeling. So if understanding doesn't happen, the argument doesn't resolve. It just returns. Now, this is something I want you to write down because this is the part that can change things for you. You do not repeat arguments because the issue is too big. You repeat arguments because the emotional need underneath the issue has not been understood and has not been met. Now, until that need is seen, until that need is named and responded to, the conversation will keep coming back. Both of you will feel stuck. The same issue, different days. This is very important. Once you get it, honestly, you can begin to make the change. Now, let us say the argument ends. Maybe one person shuts down. Maybe you both get tired. Maybe you just move on. But you have to ask yourself, what did repair actually look like? Did anyone say, I understand why that hurt you? I see my part in this issue. I want to do this differently next time. Or did you just both move forward without closing the gap, without understanding, without resolving? Because this is where many couples miss it. Unrepaired conflict does not disappear. It just goes on the ground. It sits in the emotional memory of the relationship. And the next time the topic comes up, it doesn't come back alone. It comes with history. It comes with every previous time that you felt dismissed, that you felt unseen and unheard. And after a while, something else begins to happen. The argument becomes predictable. You can almost see it coming. One person raises a concern, the other becomes defensive. Voices rise. Someone shuts down. Distance follows. You know how it's going to end. Silence. And then days later, warmth returns like nothing happened. This is when it becomes dangerous because the pattern now starts to feel normal. What is familiar feels normal even when it is harmful. And that is what is dangerous about it because the pattern is now running your relationship. Both of you are inside it. You are wondering why nothing is changing. Nothing is changing because the need underneath has not been met. So how do you break this cycle? You might be wondering. You need to shift your focus from reacting to the issue to understanding the pattern. It's about the pattern. Instead of asking, what are we arguing about? Ask, what happens to us when we argue? Do we defend? Do we dismiss? Do we withdraw? Do we escalate and then go cold? What is the sequence? What are the triggers? What does each of us do? And what does that do to the other? Awareness is the first interruption. You can't change a pattern that you can't see. So let me tell you what it looks like in practical terms. Number one, you slow down the moment. You pause before you respond. I keep talking about the pause. A few seconds of space can change the entire direction of a conversation. Not everything needs to be an immediate reaction. Number two, reflect on what you actually heard before you respond to what was said. Reflect on what was felt. I hear that you feel unsupported. Is that right? That one sentence alone can completely shift the energy in the room. Number three, name the pattern out loud. I think we're doing that thing again. When I get defensive and you feel like I'm not listening, naming it together makes you allies against the pattern instead of opponents in it. Number four, repair before you resolve. Don't rush to fix the issue. The issue can wait. First, restore your connection. Make sure your partner feels seen before you move into solution mode. Repair first, solve second. Now, if you're recognizing this in your relationship, you need to know that you're not alone. You are not stuck because your relationship is broken. You are stuck because you are repeating a pattern you have not been taught to interrupt. And patterns can be changed. That's the great thing. Patterns can be changed. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to protect your marriage from outside pressure. Family dynamics, external expectations, the quiet influence that can slowly erode connection if it's not handled intentionally. You're going to want to watch that video as well. In the meantime, you can also watch my video on how to build love that lasts. Subscribe if you want more honest, grounded conversations about building emotionally safe marriages that actually last. And leave a comment. Tell me which point hit closest to home. Remember, it is not about the argument, it is about the pattern. It is the pattern that is damaging your relationship, not the argument. And patterns can be broken. Thanks again for watching. My name, as always, is Taya Luko. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.